Donald Trump in the last 24 hours was hit with a legal 1-2 punch, and finally, it is coming from problems that he created for himself on multiple fronts, and it may really cause a problem for him. So if you are looking for like a single bad headline or a speculative legal theory, that's not what we have here. What we are talking about here is a slow erosion of the guardrails that Trump could count on to protect him, and they are slowly being taken apart brick by brick, exposing Trump as we approach the midterm election. Start with Congress. Republicans just did something they think is really cool. They have gotten Bill and Hillary Clinton to agree to testify before the House Oversight Committee about Jeffrey Epstein. They threatened contempt of Congress and criminal penalties and the whole thing. And the Clintons said, all right, well, we're going to do it. Democrats immediately saw what Republicans had done, and now they are warning Republicans have set a precedent. Former presidents and first ladies and family members, they are fair game to be brought in. When Democrats regain subpoena power, which I believe will happen in November, Baruch Hashem, if we all go out there and vote and make it happen, right? Trump and or family members are going to get hauled in under oath. His businesses, his finances, one lawmaker put it very plainly, Trump, all of his kids, everybody. And the part that Republicans seem desperate to ignore is that if Bill Clinton merely being mentioned in the Epstein files justifies bringing him in to testify under oath, Trump being mentioned tens of thousands of times, along with his properties, associates, his wife, it would logically mean you've got to bring him in. You don't get to invent a standard. If you're mentioned, you should testify under oath and then pretend that it doesn't apply to you. Republicans wanted this to be a one-way street, and it isn't. Now, at the exact same time that that's going on, there's legal trouble for Trump in Georgia because he still refuses to accept that he just lost the 2020 election. That's it. The FBI raided a Fulton County election hub recently. They seized ballots and voting records, and county officials are now preparing to sue in federal court to force the government to return them. Why did it happen? Because Trump is once again pushing election conspiracy theories, hinting that interesting things are going to come out of Georgia, and suggesting that Republicans should take over elections, nationalize and militarize voting, as I said earlier. This is a world not only of authoritarianism, but relevant for our discussion today. This is a world of narcissism. In Trump's reality, you don't lose, and if you lost, it was because someone cheated. And if there's no evidence, it proves that the conspiracy was so widespread that they hid the evidence. It's classic conspiracy thinking. Trump will never accept that he lost. He would rather burn the country down than admit defeat, because losing for Trump wouldn't just be a political failure, it would be a psychological annihilation to the core of his ego. And Georgia is where this keeps coming back to haunt Donald Trump. Remember that after 2020, Trump pressured officials to, I need 11,000 votes, give me a break. His allies were pushing fake slates of electors or slates of fake electors. Are the electors fake or are the slates fake? It's all kind of fake. Local election workers were harassed and targeted, and there were racketeering charges. Trump avoided all of it only because the Supreme Court handed him sweeping presidential immunity for things he did while he was in office. It was bullshit, but that's what they did. He's back at it. Same state, he just can't quit Georgia. So if we zoom out, you've got on one side Republicans cracking over the door to congressional subpoenas of former presidents and their families, and Democrats are lining up to walk Trump right through it. On the other side, Trump is tangled up again in Georgia conspiracy theories that are leading to lawsuits, court fights, and scrutiny. And this is a building legal pressure from multiple directions at once. It's like the pressure building in Trump's ankles as they swell and swell and swell. They can only take so much. And I think it's important to go back to what my friend Aaron Parnas told us during a recent Substack Live, which is that for all of the headlines about Trump ignoring this court order and that court order, to a great degree, 70, 80, 85%, It's slow. Justice sometimes moves slowly. Eventually, the courts are actually getting what they demand from Trump in more than 3/4 of the circumstances. So he should be careful. In the meantime, we have to keep building independent media. We have to keep building it because independent media is a bulwark against this creeping authoritarianism. And we've got to keep building it because independent media, as we've seen with my friend Don Lemon and others, is increasingly a target of this administration. So make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, get my Substack newsletter. We're going to go over all of it today. Appreciate you watching. Stick around for this next video and don't forget to hit subscribe so you actually see our uploads. You can also catch the full podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.